good, bro?
My dog.
Everything good?
Good. Everything good with you?
Yeah, already, man. Had to pull up on you, man. Just chop up with you for a little minute.
Thank you for pulling up, my nigga.
Yeah.
Toss
up already.
Toss up.
So where did it start for you, bro? Like music wise, where did you get your that itch to do music?
I'd probably say my pops. You know what I'm saying? My earliest childhood memories would be my pops playing a lot of music and shit. Riding around with him 5 years old, couldn't sleep. He'd take me for car rides.
Right.
Tell him play Jackson 5, play goddamn Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? All of these people, whoever he listened to. I ended up falling asleep and shit. But he also played in the band. So I think genetically it was kind of just in me to do music. That kind of gave me that itch.
Word. So when did you scratch your first record?
Yeah, for sure. First time nigga recorded, bro, I had to say I was 11, 12 years old.
Word.
Wasn't no later than 12 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. That shit was, it was an experience. You know what I mean?
Word.
Cause it was really nitty gritty shit at that point. You know what I'm saying? Some shit PlayStation beats. You know what I'm saying? It was really early. I was really early. So
no, word.
When before you could afford equipment, you doing anything you can just to do what you can, you know what I'm saying? Do what you fuck with, what you love and shit. And that's just how it started. That was my first time, bro, 11 to 12 years old, first time recording.
Word. What made you feel like you could do it?
I don't know, bro. Maybe it was seeing niggas up in the city, a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I remember I was 6, 7 years old. Maybe Walkman, you know what I'm saying? Or some shit, some old shit.
And this is New Orleans, right?
Yeah, this is New Orleans. And we had bunk beds.
Word.
And I remember I used to steal my sister tapes and my brother CDs and shit, listening to that shit. My dad come in the room what you listening to? Master P. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe just seeing niggas knowing yo, this nigga stayed down the street from me, bro, 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing and seeing that shit damn. You know what I'm saying? He can make it out of these circumstances, maybe I could.
Yeah, word.
And like I said, just that genetic itch in you that just want to do it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Looking at people on the TV, seeing shit. I remember seeing Eminem, Stan, writing and shit. That made me want to write, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey Stan, you know what I'm
word,
saying? That
word.
shit made me want to write, bro. Just little shit like that. And just being able to have a voice in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Around a bunch of niggas that's older than you. You know what I mean? And just being able to have a voice. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what made me be yeah, I could do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start writing. I remember I used to write their lyrics down and then slowly translate it into me writing my own off of their beats. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah. In the sense of speaking to the fan, speaking to the consumer, what you feel they don't understand, what they don't see behind the scenes in the sense of the music, in the sense of creating, or because fans, consumers tend to get impatient, rushing these folks' Instagram pages and Twitter pages, bro, we need an album, we need an album, we need a project, we need a song, we need, you feel me? So what don't they understand about, understand the need, but it's
I say especially with independent artists, you gotta wear so many hats if you don't have people wearing these hats. A&R, manager, publicist, all of these things, bro. Some people play engineer and producer too, on top of playing artist. So you gotta all of these hats that you gotta fill. You know what I mean? So that's time.
Word.
That's money.
Word.
That you gotta pay people if you're not doing these things, and that's time that you gotta devote to these things too if you doing these things.
100%.
So I'll probably say the biggest misconception, bro, is just time and sacrifice. You know what I mean? The money. You know what I'm saying? The time, the money, the sacrifice it takes to be successful in this industry.
Yeah.
It take a lot. All of those. Sometimes you're not gonna have time for your niggas or your girl or your family. You know what I'm saying? Because you in the studio
Yeah.
You writing. You know what I'm saying? You studying music. Like, so it takes a lot, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes a lot.
For sure. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you going? Even when the buzz isn't there, when the energy that you expecting isn't there.
I say, bro, just no matter who you are, what you do, you know what I'm saying? No matter what industry you in, female, male, artist, whatever the fuck you do, I think like it gotta be something in you that keep you ticking, when you hit that ground, your feet hit that ground, you wanna do something about it. You wanna become better. Get out of your circumstances, get out of these conditions. Pull your family, pull your niggas out of these circumstances, these conditions. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be something within you.
Wow.
And then, there's, of course, like, what we call nigga shit, external factors. You know what I'm saying? I want the chains. You know what I'm saying? I want the cars, I want the house. All of that shit is cool. And I do want that shit. Probably will get it at some point, but that's not my main focus. It is something that motivates me. You know what I'm saying? To get there and be able to get these things and obtain these things. But my biggest motivation would be the things that's closest to me. Like my conditions, my circumstances, my family's conditions, my niggas' conditions, our circumstances. Just building something to get us out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what keep me ticking, dog.
For sure. I understand that 100%.
For sure.
In the sense of like musical influences, like you feel like it's geographical, like basically coming from where you was like raised, your background. 'Cause a lot of people don't know. Like still, like
so
you hybrid. You have New Orleans jazz,
right,
bop, and you have Atlanta trap, hood, hip hop music. You feel me? So it's like where your musical influences really, where they really come from. Like, you feel like you got a taste of both, or like
definitely geographic.
Yeah.
People from up north tend to sound like, let's just stop this first and foremost. The last 5 to 7 years, Atlanta has run the music scene as far as like sonically, how shit sounds. You hear people from up north. Is he from down south? Nah, he from north.
Yeah.
He from down south? No, he from the west.
Yeah.
So like Atlanta is like, the two places I'm from is like Meccas. You know what I'm saying? Like you got this like, kind of like, in New Orleans, a sense of like you started like jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like this jazzy shit and like a lot of instrumentation, a lot of bands and stuff. And then you got like Atlanta with this like deep southern like, just like shit you kind of can't get nowhere else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a clash of that. And it's definitely, even when I was 7, 8 years old, growing up in New Orleans and shit, like Outkast was an influence for me. I remember my cousin having this CD. You know what I'm saying? Like we riding around the city bumping that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like looking up at the fucking Hot Boys and Soulja Slim.
Sure.
Bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just looking at a bunch of people from both places. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said definitely it's geographical, but I think it's just like all what connects with you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Music is a feel. For me, it's all a feel. Based on what producers I work with, engineers, this, that, what beats I choose, all of that shit. Everything's a feel for me. And I think music is pretty much a feel for like everybody too. It's just like what connects with you, what resonates with your mind, your soul, the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? What make you move. Yeah, bro.
For sure. You mentioned Atlanta. You mentioned Atlanta as a music mecca. What you mean by that? Like
I said, bro, like you can go back. If we going, let's just go back to like the most relevant shit, like it's hip hop, like 90s and shit. And just talk about like whole Dungeon Fam. Let's just say the whole Dungeon Fam. We're not even gonna bring up names. Then you got like TLC. You know what I'm saying? Then you come years later, you got Tip, Jeezy, Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then You got shit. I mean, you got the whole like Travis Porter wave and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know about that wave.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got then something like Crazy hit. You know what I'm saying? Like really.
Yeah, for sure.
Future, Thugs and shit.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just a mecca. You know what I'm saying? This shit is just a mecca, like sonically for sound. You know what I'm saying? There's something about it. Like that's just, you can't get nowhere else, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just that southern playlistic feel. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
So.
What's
How you feel about what's your views on like creating your own space to like create concepts, music, stuff like that?
I say
finding that zone in a sense.
Right. Every time you like doing something new, a new project, it's like it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because you always like, you want people, at the end of the day, you're an artist. Yeah. People gotta like your shit. You know what I'm saying? So you want people to like your music. You know what I'm saying? So it's always like, damn, if I try something new, if I do this, I do that, like, well, people like it.
Yeah.
So that's an uncomfortable feeling. But you just gotta say fuck it and just like go with your gut. You know what I'm saying? And know like that you ain't worked all the way up to this point to like get to this place to like be uncertain about yourself and what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So feel comfortable being uncomfortable when making something new. And also just like you gotta create your space, your vibe. When I'm recording and when I'm writing and shit, sometimes I got different light bulbs, red, blue, green. You know what I'm saying? Like just different shit to set the tone, to set your energy, set your mood. It's different shit like that I'm reading, that I'm researching at the time when I'm writing. What interviews I'm looking at, what books I'm reading. All of these things come into a factor like when creating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you pull from this thing, you reading this book, it make you think about this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Damn, it made you go a little in depth into this part. You know what I'm saying? So that something may come out into the music in this book or this interview or something. You know what I'm saying? Made you tap into this, and so these things is different inspiration for when you creating. You know what I'm saying? So when you in my creative space, I gotta be comfortable as far as how the vibe is. You know what I mean? My shit gotta be clean. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't the neatest freak, but I'm slick and neat freak. So like my space gotta be clean, and my thoughts are cluttered. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I can't get nothing out. I gotta clean it. I gotta do that. Yeah. So my creative space gotta be clean. You know what I'm saying? Just little shit. I think every artist got their little shit about them. You know what I'm saying? Like when they creating, some people like to have everybody around. Some people don't like to have nobody around. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's just all on like the feel and how what's best for you as an artist.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah. How do you balance your time for creativity with the need of fan buzz in order to monetize your craft?
I think it's hard sometimes, bro. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, because every day, every week, every month, every year is new people. Like that. Yeah. So you gotta stay active online. You gotta stay active with your fan base and building that buzz. But then I'm a nigga that like to keep my mystique also. So it's like finding that balance between like, how do I keep you wondering and like stay relevant also. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just human to like want to find a balance, period. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what industry you in, no matter what you're doing, you gotta balance your life with that industry. And it can be hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Cause you going through real shit or whatever, and sometimes people rush you to make, when you gonna get some, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You may be going through some shit or whatever, but.
So do you feel like sometimes that full creative control that social media gives you has its disadvantages sometimes? Oh,
definitely, because they tapped into you every day. Yeah. You so goddamn here. I can see you every day. I can see if they can, they want to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So it like it could hurt you. It could hurt you like if you go away for 2-3 months. You know what I'm saying? You might have just you don't know how these fucking algorithms and all of this shit, crazy shit work nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you just gotta get to that point where you got this fan base that's just like die hard about you. You know what I'm saying? They just fuck with you so hard that no matter what, you can go missing for 3 months, 6 months, 2 months, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they still riding with you. But when you just got that Insta shit, that Insta fan base, you know what I'm saying? Then they could, oh, you're not posting enough. Oh, you're not doing. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So it's hard sometimes to find that balance, but and like keeping your mystique, and because you so there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you're so tangible. So it's hard sometimes finding that balance, bro.
So understood, man. So Straight Anthony 2020. What's next? What we expecting to hear?
Man, 2020, man. We're expecting a good year. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
3 projects. You know what I'm saying? 2 EPs, 1 LP.
Okay, for sure.
The first 1, 2, we call TUSAM, Transgressions Under Suns and Moons.
Okay.
And it's just entailing like transgressions, changes, you know what I'm saying? Progression, regression. You know what I'm saying? Just touching bases on shit, circumstances, different
like
stories.
The Suns and Moons kind of like representing the days.
Right.
The days going by, basically. Okay.
Exactly.
Understand.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Changes, ups and downs. You know, this shit, like, it's life, dog. You know what I'm saying? You up one day, you down the next day you in the middle. So it's just like the changes, you know. So the first 2 are part 1 and part 2. I ain't even gonna say part 1 and 2, but just 1 and 2.
Yeah.
TUSAM 1, TUSAM 2. And the first one I said is gonna be coming like February. It's coming real soon, man.
Okay, for
real soon. Man. Visuals, all this year, all of that shit, all that good shit.
So you expecting big
content.
Big content.
Big content, dog.
Already. So we looking forward to, bro.
Big content, my nigga.
Already, man. Who you working with? You been working with
man,
a couple producers, couple artists.
Man,
who we expecting
man.
to hear on your tracks, man, on the project.
Look, man, everybody getting their credits due. I don't want to even say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Too much. I don't be working with too many people like that. I keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? Close knit. The niggas that fuck with me and people I fuck with, we fuck with each other heavy. So
for sure.
Whenever I call, I need a verse or I need this done, I need that done, it's done.
For sure.
But yeah, man, that's the shit we got coming up.
For sure, man. Hey, big things 2020, man.
Big things 2020.
Straight Anthony, man.
Big Straight Society, dog.
My boy.
My nigga, thank you for pulling up, bro.
No, it's always love, man.
Always love, my nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, bro.